Hey, it's Chris and Betsy, and we bought a thing, and Chris is opening the box right now. Paper! Isn't that exciting? Silly, we know, but when doing some research, we decided to look into different water heaters and stumbled across this. Did some reading up on it. It looks like it has great potential for us, so we'll open the box and see what's inside. All right, Chris is going to try and strong arm that package open. So this is the Camco Hybrid Heat, and basically it means we can use electric or LP gas in our hot water heater, as opposed to trying to invest in some big expensive hybrid water heater or all electric water heater, which wouldn't be practical since we want to get to the point where we're doing some boondocking out there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it took scissors. It takes brute strength. So there we go. One Camco Hybrid kit. Let's see what's in the box.
All sorts of goodies in there.
Here's the thermostat.
Here's the lightning rod. I'm going to give you along with what I want to have it though is when we're having a drain service, I want to be able to let's see if that'll work that way. Okay, that's color coded. This is the cord.
And so you get, there's the heating element with its color-coded wires. And of course the power cord has its color-coded wires.
And
there's the rest of the cord. Oops, and Chris says stretches out. Let's see how long it is.
This is going to be great. We get plenty of cord.
Check this out. That's
like 6 or 7 feet of cord.
A switch. And it does come with a cool little, there's our little switch. And they include the tape and the adapters that are needed for both Atwood or Suburban water heaters, which is cool. They even include a couple of zip ties if you need them.
And then they include adhesive.
And of course they give you the thermostat and the adhesive to stick that onto the tank. There's all the cool stuff there. And of course they give you all the directions. So before we get into doing this, Chris is checking out how the compression ring and everything all fits onto the heating element to create what goes where.
And then the switch, this is the other thing I was curious about. How we're going to mount that.
You can see the mounting bracket for the switch is designed to mount like on the inside of a cabinet or under a cabinet ledge. We're probably not going to do that. We're going to maybe look at some other options for how to mount that, because we want the switch out because it lights up nice and red. We want to be able to see whether or not we were silly and left it on when we didn't want to, etc., etc. So the mounting bracket is cool. It's maybe not going to be the best fit for our application. So when we go pick up a 1/2-inch drill, which we don't have, you do need a 1/2-inch drill. To install this, we are going to maybe look at some other mounting brackets that might work with that switch so we can surface mount it. We want to mount it here next to that because the water heater is just on the other side of that cabinet. So we're going to look and see what we can find that will maybe work that way.
I'm very happy about the amount of cord this comes with though. I want to see even if we were to mount it in there, in other words, you can turn this around either way.
Right.
See, there's a piece of board there. So even if it were to go in like that, you wouldn't be able to close the door.
Yeah.
Or if you were to put it in this way, yes, you would be able to close the door, but then you'd have a hard time seeing it. So if we were to go that route, if we can't find a way to do it this way, see, if there was a faceplate or a mounting thing for the switch, you'd have to be able to mount that into a thingy, and then that would go into a box.
Right.
Cut out, easy enough to cut that out.
Yeah, because that's just that little.
The problem is if this is specialized enough, and I like using the switch because it lights up.
Okay. As you've probably noticed, we're doing a lot of kind of laying the groundwork here, and that's part of installing anything, making any modifications to your coach, is you're going to read the directions probably multiple times and just be sure kind of what your plan of attack is before you go plunging into things.
And they're setting it, they've already pre-adjusted it to look like it's at 120 degrees.
Yeah, one of the things we did learn is that the standard hot water tank that runs on LP, those are typically set at like 140, at least ways our vintage. Hello, that is way too hot. One of the things we like about this is we can adjust the temperature, and we'll probably try it at 120 first and see how that goes. Alrighty, we are off to go pick up the couple of items that we need. We'll be back. And so we cleared the deck for actions, and we are ready to install. Now this is not going to be full of a lot of intense detail because every coach is different. But as you can see, we had to install an additional outlet. Chris got the heating element all put together. Once the heating element was all set, we went out. We then made sure all the power was disconnected, safety first, and then we drained the hot water tank. By the way, that will drain faster if you release the pressure valve first. Once the tank was done, we put in the heating element itself. That goes into the drain hole. Next step, we created a hole to pass the cable through into the coach so we could plug it in. And there it is, all fed through. That was a little tricky to do, very narrow in there. You know, motorhomes, RVs, not a whole lot of elbow room to work in places. So between Chris and I, we got her installed, got the thermostat in, got it all hooked up. Got the power on. Yep, we installed that switch inside the cabinet after all. Tested it. Mission accomplished. We were able to heat with the hot water tank just with electricity. And then after a considerable amount of time passed, we will do a follow-up video that kind of gives you our opinion, review, whatever you want to call it, of the Camco Hybrid Heat after we've used it for a while. Hey, we hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, like it, sign up for notifications. Hey, check this video out, and who knows, someday as we go, maybe we'll see you on the road. Safe travels to you.